Awesome. So, yay. Thanks for joining me. So I really wanted to hop on live and do this energy update, which I hope to start doing every single month, at least once a month, right? That's my commitment to connect with you guys in the community because the energies on the planet are accelerating and raising. There's more photonic light flooding us. I talk about this all the time in my energy updates. We're interacting with a lot of plasma light that's coming from the sun, and the sun is connected to all the star systems and the great central sun, which is connected to more of that God consciousness or that source consciousness, right? So it's influxing, it's flooding us, and it's working on our DNA and activating strands that were dormant and bringing forth more soul codes and different kind of templates and sacred geometries that are assisting us to continually meet the new frequencies with a more expanded perspective, right? It's like this beautiful co-creation. There's more light coming in, we're expanding. As we expand, we call in more light. It's this flow, this ebb and flow of setting intentions and receiving and giving and receiving. And so here we are right now in May, and I don't know about you guys, have you been feeling, but the Schumann has been like freaking going nuts like every single day. The Schumann spike, so that's the Earth's response to these cosmic shifts that we're in. We're in a cycle of change. I know a lot of you guys know this, but I'm also just speaking a little bit to, there's a lot of new people in the group. So, we're in this great awakening, this great shift in consciousness, right? And so that means there's a higher frequency that we're interacting with, which holds a greater bandwidth of light, and light holds more information. So we're able to reconnect also, not just to more information, but to more of our true nature, right? We have been cut off for thousands of years. We've been sold a story that we are not connected to source and we must rely on everything around us in order to feel safe and to thrive and to be okay. And we are reshifting that story to realize that we are always supported, we are always connected, that we create through the cosmic womb of all that is, and are inevitably connected to source through every single breath. And there is a divine mission, a divine plan that is coming through stronger than ever. And when we breathe, we are continuing to magnetize and pull in more of this pranic light, more of this source energy that has already been infused with our soul's greatest desires, that mission that we came here to anchor something, to transmute something, to express something, to share something. And the dial on this is turning up even louder and louder than ever right now. Like, I don't know if you guys can feel that. It's this year is really, I feel, preparing us. We've been in preparation, but it's been like a lot of clearing, and we still are clearing, right? But it's in a different way. I feel this year, it's really preparing us to step into a new space of how we show up in accordance to our soul's expression. Rather, from before, it was kind of this back and forth between trying to figure out what our soul is and then still dealing with a lot of trauma and still acting through a lot of trauma and still trying to find out how we can express through source and our soul light. And it's like this merging is coming on where there's such a deep state of integration that our heart is finally shifting so much into this fifth dimensional space and recalibrating our gut and our mind, infusing it into this coherence and this flow of light that really, really is in vibrational accordance to what we came here to do, and to be that embodiment as the planet is beginning to wake up in massive, massive amounts of people, right? Like, we are really preparing to hold space in a new way. And we can't hold space when we're still unable to, understand what self-love is, when we're still unable to cultivate self-care in our daily routine. So this year is like really fine-tuning ourselves to what it really means to live from a fifth dimensional perspective. And it's a lot, right? We're releasing a lot, and I feel like we're like so deep in ourselves right now, like purging this, like all this ancestral like gook that we chose. We like, as souls, we're like, I'm tuning into this family with all this density and all these programs and all these patterns, because I know as an angelic light, like I can transform that. I can usher forth a new way of being, creating, receiving, expressing on the planet. So, like, please feel the immensity of that desire as an angelic soul and what you are doing by merely just existing. And there's so much chaos happening. Like, remember to give yourself, like, offer yourself love and compassion, right? Because this is a lot, man. Like, we are all doing a lot by existing in this now moment. We came here to do some big ass stuff, and we need to remember that we also deserve, as like light workers, empaths, however you identify, someone who's just ready to live a more loving life. You came here to be that love. And man, that takes a lot of courage and bravery. And so to remember to honor yourself. And even if you've been reacting because the energy's been so high, it's like pushing all this stuff out. And we may find ourselves, kind of resorting back to old patterns or old ways of being. We're in old triggers. There's just still kind of this last ushering, these last waves of purging some really big stuff. And don't beat yourself up. It's not really yours. It's not really yours. You came here to interact with it, to understand it, because most likely everyone listening to this is here to share, in a way, what that wisdom you gained from navigating a lot of density prior to this, right? Whether you are a healer or a teacher or a author or whatever you're here to share, so understand that it's all been part of the divine plan. So I just want to talk about the structures. I recently posted about the word coming through lately a lot for me was structures, new structures coming in. And so there's this huge collapse going on of anything that is unable to align to this new frequency. And that new frequency is going to be is like coming through. It's going to come at its like peak or its pinnacle during the solstice this summer. Okay, so this is when like the freedom codes are at their highest, right? This is like any part of you that is still not feeling sovereign in your own beingness, sovereign and free. Meaning you're not free if you still feel you're unworthy. You're not free if you're still feeling you need to save or fix anyone else. You're not free if you're still, overextending your energy, or if you're still, we're just like still playing out these traumas and these programs that we learned at such a young age. Okay, it's no one's fault, it just is. So how do we step into full freedom and sovereignty? And it's playing out, right, like on the world stage, right? There's a lot of limitations, a lot of mandates coming up, showing us, trying to shift a narrative that is two-folded, either telling you are not free and you can only be free if you do X, Y, and Z, or the illusion that if you do X, Y, and Z, then you can be free. That is a program. Nothing outside of you can ever dictate your sovereignty or your freedom. We always have choices. We always have a choice in any now moment to choose something that's in alignment to our heart and our values. And it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes because we want to look at all the ways we feel trapped and it's not possible and I'm not happy and the universe must be conspiring against me. What am I doing wrong? How am I failing? No, it's not how the energy of the universe works because it only knows love. It only knows unconditional love. Everything that is happening is here to serve us. It's happening for us. Like, feel how powerful that is when we can start to really sink into the fact that what if every structure being built is here to support us? Because we often don't feel supported. How can we shift that and see how we are continuing to be supported, even when things look like they are crumbling and horrible on the outside? How is that supporting us? Well, it's making way for us to get really uncomfortable so we can start saying, man, no more. I'm ready to build this new structure. And in order for these new structures to start being built, in order for us to be in attunement and energetic alignment to receive the new technology that is here for us, because we don't have to work hard in order to build new earth, we simply need to be in an energetic alignment, a frequency match to that new paradigm of light, that fifth dimensional consciousness. The technology is there. And then we receive it. And as we receive it, we get to play and co-create a new earth. And so on a cellular level, our fields and our bodies the Schumann is creating a new magnetic field, so to speak. It's like our Taurus is becoming wider and brighter, and our heart is awakening even more to these new codes. So on a cellular level, we're receiving and recalibrating to new structures in our bodies that are a reflection to our fields, our auric field, our energy field that is co-creating and aligning to all the cosmic light and the solar light and those codes. And so we've got our own calibration that's happening within our bodies and our fields, and it's restructuring. And as it's restructuring, it's like ready to build a new foundation in that new paradigm. And so all the old structures are coming up to collapse. And all that the collapsing is things are falling apart so that they can be reknown in a new way. Things are breaking down in our reality so they can be rebuilt, restructured, reorganized so that you may have a new experience that is more in alignment and more fantastical than you could ever know. And sometimes it's challenging in that it can be emotional. It can be challenging because a lot of people may be leaving your field. It can be challenging because old triggers and traumas are really coming up because there's still facets of it that we haven't yet fully integrated. And so this month of May, we're about to enter eclipse season. There's just like so much going on planetarily and astrologically and all of this stuff. But I really invite you guys to really, really get clear. What is it? What does your most authentic life look like? Who are you without all those beliefs and those programs? What is your value system really about? When you think about being of service, what does that really look like? And what do you need? What do you need to take care of yourself, to love yourself? What does your inner child need? What does your physical body need? How much more can you surrender and tap in to that divine feminine energy to literally be the receptacle space of all of this cosmic love? And as we embody that love more and more, as we allow it to interact with every part of our life, we become a mini ecosystem of that new earth and that fifth dimension. And that is like wildfire, so to speak. It spreads, it interacts with this entire collective. Through the morphogenic field, everyone begins to access what you are accessing for yourself. So, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much for letting me tune into that.